Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost. Today I'd like to present to you my new set of digital printables that are now available in my Etsy shop. Yay! I just finished these and uploaded them the other night, and I just want to give you a quick run through so you can see what is in there if these are of interest to you. And folks that I'm going to show you some examples of how I used them in my current book as well. And also you may find digital printables an option for you if you're having difficulty finding images that you're liking for certain topics, or maybe you're looking for true vintage ephemera and it's hard to find, or it's really expensive when you do find it, or you don't have storage space to store stuff, but you can use digitals because you can just print them out as you need them. So that might be why somebody wants to use a digital. So let me show you what is being added to the collection. I have 20 kits in there right now, but this is going to be another set of 10. And I spent some time researching, I'll just move the book out of the way, dragonflies, and I looked everywhere that I could find for vintage dragonflies, and I came up with this nice collection here, and I'll just briefly show you what is in the kit. There's 5 pages of multiple dragonfly images. Hope you can see that well. Okay. Oop, got stuck there. Okay. And all sorts of different kinds, different sizes, different styles of dragonflies. Whoops, very pretty. And you can use these out to cut out to make journaling cards or journal tags or pockets or all sorts of different kinds of ephemera. And you can even cut them apart and use different ones in there if you want to do some fussy cutting. Isn't that fun? Okay, so here's my digital kit for the dragonflies, and that's what she looks like, and she is now available in the Etsy shop. And I do have some examples. What I did was I took the first page and I made some stuff with them so you could get some ideas on how they can be used. And let's just pull this little baby over here, this well-stuffed baby. Let me see where. Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Is it here? Oh, it's here. Okay, I'm organized, huh? Okay, so here's an example of some types of digitals. Actually, let me get my little helper. I need my little helper. I think somebody asked me once what this is. This is a, it's a fountain pen case, and I just use it to put under my book so I can show you what some of the pages look like. So on here, I just put a bunch of different, let me just orient the camera better here so you can see. Whoop. Let me lift you up a little bit. Okay, and then let me tip you down. Okay, there we go. So I made this little guy. It's a journaling card. And I fussy cut out one of the dragonflies, and I did a collage, sewed around, did some inking, put some dried flower on there, and backed it with some coffee stained paper and put the word believe. This can also be used as a pocket or a tuck. If you use it as a pocket, you would glue the 3 sides down and you would tuck something or put something in the pocket. Or a tuck, you would do 2 sides or even 1 side, and you can tuck things. So that's one option. Here is another little option. Oops. Oh, this is a I guess this is a hangover, really. Yes. And this hangs over the top of your page, and I just put one of the images on there and did a little bit of inking and a little bit of liquid pearls. And on the inside, I put a little to-do list with some stencils and more dragonflies just for fun. Okay. And there's a million and one things you can do with these, but I just wanted to give you some ideas to start with. And here is a little journal tag, cute as a button, very easy to make. Backed it with some parchment paper and some stamps, and I believe I hand drew those lines in with a marker and a ruler, very fine-tipped marker. And here I made a little notebook. Thought this was, I call it like a wraparound notebook. It goes around a page and you just clip it on a page, but it's a little extra notebook that can be used for extra writing space. And I just did some fun stenciling in here, added a dragonfly up there, fussy cut out. Some coffee dyed pages, some stenciled pages. I sewed down the middle to anchor it, very easy. And, oh, there's one more little dragonfly with some stamping I did with the rubber bands on a block, and then used that as the stamp. So there you go, very simple and easy piece of ephemera to add to your journals. Easily clipped on. And I just put a little antique button on there for fun. Might add a little cuteness to it. So those are some fun things that you can do with your digis as you're making things. And let's go on to the next kit. Oh, okay, we'll put the book there. Okay. Oh, forgot where that went. That's okay. That's the way it goes sometimes. All right, here is, can you see this? Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let me move the book more. I can get in the page more here. There we go. All right. This is an Apothecary label digital kit. It's 5 pages of different apothecary labels. And these are all vintage from olden days, from different pharmacies, what they used to sell. It's kind of interesting to see the different things that they used to sell. So I went through my collection and I gave you 5 pages of these. So many fun things. Tincture of arnica, glycerin and bay rum, oil of cloves, but very unusual things. So lots to explore, and these are toothache drops. There you go. So these things you can use for many different embellishments. You can layer, you can just put these in the corner of a page, you can add them to embellishments. There's so many, you could put a bunch on a page and use it as like a display page of these. That would be fun. And I think I sort of half showed you how I used one of these. I gotta find that page again. Oh, the button is there. There. I just put it on the back here of this hangover. Whoops. Just for fun, so you can see how I inked it up a little bit and just put a little piece of paper behind it, and there it goes. So very easy to use as little extra decorations. View over there. The next one is called Vintage Receipts. And these are some very old receipts that I have from my collection. A lot of these are from the 1800s. There's 1898. And just very interesting, different receipts, different colors, different companies, what they were for, different styles. A few are typewritten. Many are handwritten. What else do we have here? Brooms and brushes. Okay, you got to get your brooms and brushes receipt. And the pendergrass. Yeah, it's very important. Here's a pretty one. The Curwensville Bank, 1889. And this is also going to the bank. So kind of documents, business documents, related things. And these you can shrink these or use them as the size that they are. You can fold them up and ink them and make them look even more aged. But just some very interesting different receipts for you to play with. Okay, so I think I have an example of these in here. Let me take a peek. Pretty sure I do. Oh, hear the hubby's feet clomping around upstairs. Is it here? Yes. Okay. So here's an example of what I did. Where's my little holder? Here it is. Can you see? Okay. So what I did, I think this was the first page. That was this page. So this is what it looks like when you get it. But then all I did was I wrinkled it up, crumpled it up. It's regular copy paper that I used. Wrinkled it up, and then I lightly inked the brown ink on it so it would get a pick up on the peaks and the valleys there. And then I did some multicolored inking. I think it was green and brown on the back, just distressing it a little bit. You can still write on this. So that would be an extra place for a person to write. Plus they can peruse what it looks like to see an old receipt. And these look almost like as good as the originals. I mean, it's almost impossible to tell. And this one, actually, when I crumpled it up, it wore away a little bit. And I thought that looks really cool, the aging on that. So that's what that one looked like with little brown ink. Put some extra splotch stamps on here just for fun. Different ways you can age these things. And this one I did as a wrap around. So you can wrap around a page, which is kind of a fun way to add a page. If you have a page that's bigger and it won't really fit in your journal, remember you can wrap things around a page and they can be removed to be oogled at. So that's kind of fun. All right, so we have that one done. All right, let's just move you back over here. Okay, And the next one is EcoPrint Digital #1. Now these EcoPrints are the ones that I used with leaves and stems and some flowers, but I sprayed inks on them, and a lot of you requested that I put these online because you like the designs, and I thought, okay, I'll do that. So as you can see, there's this is actually from a pine, and there's ferns and things in here, and you can see some of the leaf designs if I put it up a little bit closer for you. And I tried to put a set of many different colors in here. Here's some purples and fuchsias and burgundies in this one. And what else do we have here? We have the browns with a little splash of blue, very naturey looking. Very fun. And here's a purple blue one, because you never know, you might want to go purple blue one day. And I made some examples of how you can deal with the border that comes around these. So let's say you get this, and there's always that white border that comes around on your printer. But what I did was I just took some inks and I inked out to the edges with similar colors, or it could even be different colors, doesn't matter. But that will take care of that. So you can either trim and have your page be a little bit smaller than the traditional 8.5 by 11, or you can just bleed the color out a little bit with whatever inks you have on hand or whatever coloring you have on hand. So a little tip there that you can go from that to that very easily. Okay, so let's put that over here. Oop, okay, let me show you. There's another EcoPrint Digi, and I'm calling it #2, and it is just a different set of these along the same line, but let me just show you the examples in here. Got a set of different colors to work with. These are also done with the leaf designs. And a myriad of colors to play with and to have fun. All right, so these can be used for collage or for background or for individual signature pages, or you could use them as the center signature page or perhaps a cover for your signature, something like that. That's where these might come in handy. Next up on the roster are coffee dyed papers. Now, a lot of people love coffee dyed papers but don't want to be bothered doing the coffee dyeing. So this is traditional coffee dyeing where I dip, drain, and then put in the oven and bake them dry and then flatten them all out. So that's what these come from. So they look like they're wrinkled, but they're not. They're as flat as a regular coffee sheet, but they have the wrinkled look to them. So you have some antiquing, old age, weathered sort of parchmenty paper sort of stuff. And those are, you can use those the same way as signature pages or signature covers or backgrounds or collage, or whatever your little heart desires, you can do with these. And you can just print them out as you need them. Okay, so that's those. And did I do an example? Oh, I did, yes. What I did, if you don't want to cut the edges, I just went around with brown around the edge of this one, and maybe a little bit of aged mahogany, and I just blurred out the white edge on the edges, so they stay traditional 8.5 by 11 size for me, so I don't have to do any trimming. But you can certainly trim these down and just get rid of the white edge just as easily. Okay, so that's your example of what it looks like if you do that. Okay. And we'll plop those babies over here, and I'll show you the next one. Here we have up on the roster, coffee dyed papers #2, and these are a collection of 5 pages of different styles that came out. Sometimes you never know what you're going to get, and they're always different. So I found some unique ones, and I just thought I would put them together here in a group. This one is a paler lace one. It was done with a plastic placemat, and I thought that was pretty. And here's one that's just around the edges. I thought that came out kind of cool. Sometimes you want a little bit of white, but not the whole thing white, just the edge drippings. And here's the spray look, Okay, there should be one more. Oh, here's a little bit more lace. This is the reverse side of the lace. Okay, so that's coffee dyed images #2, and we did that one, and I think that's it. So those are all the sets, and again, they're very fun to work with. They can be used many different ways in your journals. Have fun with them. I had fun creating them. You know, it's a joy for me to put these out there for you guys, because I think that, you know, not a lot of us have access to everything, and it's nice to be able to, especially during these times, we can't get out, and this is a good way to be able to access different things. So if that works for you, then they are available in my Etsy shop, and the link is down below. Please feel free to access that. And if you're looking for any tools or supplies that I use in my videos, just look in my Amazon store. The link is also down below the video in the drop-down description box. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, it's a monthly emailed newsletter, and you get one free digital image per month, plus the checklist of supplies, plus the note from the bookmaker included with that. My videos come out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And what else? My podcasts, they come out Tuesdays and Thursdays. Playlists are all linked down below and at the end of most videos. And I'm found on Instagram, Pinterest, Etsy, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and come join the Facebook group. We're having tons of fun doing weekly and monthly challenges there and talking all sorts of things related to junk journals. And remember that fun can be simple, and create with reckless abandon, everybody. I hope you're having some fun today. You certainly deserve it. And I'm wishing you all many blessings. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.